crazy aircraft. Have you ever wondered who runs the company that builds jets faster than sound and tech that reaches the moon? Lockheed Martin is a massive defense leader. This video dives into its top managers, how it pulls in billions each year, what it has delivered over more than a century, and the mind-blowing tech it creates. Stick around to uncover hypersonic weapons that fly at Mach 5 and AI that changes battles forever. What if the bosses of a company guarding the world earn fortunes while shaping global security? Lockheed Martin employs over 122,000 people worldwide and splits into 4 key areas: aeronautics for advanced planes, missiles and fire control for precision weapons, rotary and mission systems for helicopters and sensors, and space for satellites and exploration. The executive team leads this giant. James D. Teichlet serves as chairman, president, and CEO since 2020. He came from American Tower Corporation and focuses on digital tech like AI and defense. Frank A. St. John is Chief Operating Officer, overseeing daily operations across all areas. Evan Scott handles finances as Chief Financial Officer, guiding billions in spending and earnings. Other key players include Tim Cahill, President of Missiles and Fire Control, driving missile innovations. Maria DeMarie is Senior Vice President for Enterprise Business and Digital Transformation and Chief Information Officer, pushing tech upgrades. Dr. Anthony Desimone leads as Senior Vice President for Technology and Strategic Innovation, exploring new ideas. Melissa Duenas acts as Senior Vice President and Chief Communications Officer, managing public messages. Stuart Holliday is Senior Vice President and Chief Public Affairs Officer, handling government relations. Robert Head leads as Senior Vice President for Government Affairs. Kevin J. O'Connor is Senior Vice President, General Counsel, and Corporate Secretary, ensuring legal compliance. Daniel J. Tenney, appointed in February 26th, is Senior Vice President for Global Business Development and Strategy, expanding international deals. Chris Ronsky oversees human resources as Senior Vice President and Chief Human Resources Officer. Leo Mackey handles ethics as Senior Vice President for Ethics and Enterprise Assurance. These leaders bring diverse backgrounds. Teichlet has telecom experience. St. John rose through Lockheed rank, and DeMarie focuses on digital shifts. They meet often to plan strategies, like boosting production for rising global demands. Now, the shocking part. In 2025, CEO Teichlet earned about $23 million, including salary, bonuses, and stock. Top execs average over $10 million yearly, tied to company success, like record backlogs. This pay reflects their role in delivering tech that keeps nations safe. Ever pictured how a tech powerhouse turns contracts into massive profits without retail stores? Lockheed Martin earns mainly from government deals, with 73% from the US in 2025, including 65% from the Department of Defense. The rest comes from international sales. In 2025, total sales reached $75 billion, up 6% from 2024. Net earnings hit $5 billion, or $21.49 per share. Cash from operations was $8.6 billion, and free cash flow totaled $6.9 billion after pension costs. The company returned value through dividends and stock buybacks, breaking it down by areas. Aeronautics led with about $30 billion from F-35 jets and C-130 transports. Missiles and fire control earned $14.5 billion, up from strong demand for PAC-3 and PRSM systems. Rotary Mission Systems covers helicopters like Black Hawks and Mission Tech. Space handles satellites, Orion spacecraft, and rockets. Global tensions drive growth. In Q4 2025, sales were $20.3 billion, up 9%. The book-to-bill ratio was 1.2, meaning more orders than sales. Here's the exciting reveal. The backlog soared to a record $194 billion by year-end, enough for over 2 years of work. For 2026, leaders like Teichlet expect continued growth, with sales potentially hitting $80 billion, fueled by hypersonics and AI investments. Missiles could grow fastest, with new THAAD and PACT. Free cash flow might reach $7 billion, supporting more innovation. Imagine a company that began with wooden planes in 1912 and now sends spacecraft to Mars. What milestones define its legacy? Lockheed Martin formed in 1995 from Lockheed Corporation and Martin Marietta merging, but roots trace back over 110 years. In 1912, Glenn L. Martin founded his company in Los Angeles after building World War II era, Lockheed built P-38 Lightning fighters, key in Pacific battles. Martin produced B-26 Marauder bombers. Post-war, the P-80 Shooting Star became America's first jet fighter in 1945. The 1950s brought the U-2 spy plane, flying high to evade radar during the Cold War. 1960s, the SR-71 Blackbird set speed records at over Mach 3, gathering intel untouchable by enemies. The C-130 Hercules, flying since 1954, has served in over 70 countries for transport and rescues. 1970s and 1980s, stealth tech debuted with the F-117 Nighthawk, invisible to radar in Gulf War strikes. 1990s onward, F-22 Raptor advanced air dominance. Space contributions include 101 commercial satellites, Viking Mars landers in 1976, and ongoing Hubble repairs. Orion spacecraft supports NASA's Artemis missions to the moon. The big impact: these innovations won wars, explored space, and boosted science. F-35 jets, with over 1,000 delivered, unite allies. Missiles like Patriot have intercepted threats in real conflicts, saving lives. Overall, Lockheed Martin has strengthened defenses, advanced aviation, and pushed human limits for decades. What if drones flew without humans and missiles outran sound by 5 times? Lockheed Martin's Skunk Works has led secret projects for 80 years, from SR-71 to modern marvels. In aviation, the F-35 Lightning E integrates AI for sensor fusion, making pilots super aware. It flies stealthy missions across domains. Project Overwatch adds AI for quick target ID. The X-59 aims for quiet supersonic flight, changing travel. The weapons, hypersonics like RO and PRSM, fly over Mach 5, hard to stop. In March 2026, PRSM Increment 2 tested a multi-mode seeker for moving land and sea targets. PAC-3 and THAAD defend against missiles, with production ramping up. Lasers that down drones precisely. Automated systems like U-Hawk, developed in 10 months, scout ahead. Their wild reveal: distributed teaming lets one pilot control drone swarms, turning battles into coordinated strikes. These techs integrate AI, quantum computing, and edge processing for faster decisions. They had this before we did. Some say they took this from backwards engineering of alien tech. What's next? What do you think? Tell us in the comments.